Do you have any opinions on React Server components?
I do. So at the very high level, I think it kind of under-delivered.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the biggest problem is just the promised gain and the cost of DX. Like first of all, like the React Server components and the way they are, presented in Next.js is kind of two different things, right? So there are probably simpler ways for you to use RSC. But because the design and implementation of RSC is just so tightly coupled with Next.js, right now the mainstream way of people to use RSC is really through Next.js. So the use server, use client directives, and the mixed RSC graph, you can have a mixed graph of like server components and client components. I think that just adds a ton of mental complexity to any
Mm.
user trying to like reason
Yeah.
about your application. Like, does this piece of code run on the server or run on the client? And to make it worse, they actually don't behave the same way. Like there are some things you can use on the client but not on the server. And when you have the mixed tree, you have to like bail out on the context altogether. So I just think there are so many little paper cuts that makes people have to, you basically have to pay with your developer experience in order to use RSC. But in the end, I really haven't heard super convincing stories on how RSC has like, say, fundamentally made something more performant. Deep down, if I'm looking at RSC objectively, I just don't feel like it delivered what it promised to deliver, right?